My presentation today is going to be on the impact of cybersecurity on Jamaica's system through domain abuse. I know many of you guys will be wondering, what is a cyber attack? A cyber attack is any unauthorized system or network accessed by a third party. Some of these cyber attacks can also be done inside an organization by anyone with the intention to misuse company data. The persons who carry out these cyber attacks are called hackers or attackers. In Jamaica, we refer to them as scammers or shoppers. Cyber attacks can cause data breaches, financial losses, hampers customer trust, and also can cause reputational damage. Some of the top cybersecurity threats faced by the banks would include Trojan, which is a malicious computer application that is designed to access or private data that is being processed or kept by the online banking system. Phishing. These are the impersonators. And these attackers are used to be, well, they normally send us emails. And also, these emails are sent. And within these emails, we can see links that we click on and we download these malicious malwares onto our PCs. Ransomware, in which the attackers lock us out of our personal data and then ask us to pay some money to gain access to the information again. Spoofing, we're talking about the cloned website. These websites pretend to be financial institutions. Put in our information and the hackers get access to that data. Reported by the Gleaner, which is also our local newspaper, National Commercial Board reported 12 customers lost approximately 18 million due to smishing and phishing fraud attack. Jamaica National also suffered the same fate, where customers' data were stolen, and they also had a ransom attack. Though not a financial institution, we cannot forget the Amber Group, in which they were impacted by a JAM-COVID data leak. The US government reported that 425,000 immigration documents, which include customer identity and passport information, 250,000 quarantine orders dating back to 2020 were at risk. Our Senator, Matthew Samuda, luckily mentioned that it was just under 700 persons who were impacted. David Noel, president of the Jamaica's Banking Association, mentioned that Jamaica banks experienced 2 cyber attacks per week on average. Hackers made off with 10 million in 1 month. Average loss is 4 million per month, and between the period of January and September 2018, 62 counts of internet banking frauds were recorded. 38 million losses, or 4.2 million per month on average, was published by the Bank of Jamaica. Based on my observation, what I realize is that majority of these attacks are committed via our DNS. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. The DNS is the domain name system, in which the domain name system was created with the intention to allow any device connected via the internet to communicate easier by converting our IP address to a readable domain name. ICANN, which is the Internet Corporation for assign name and numbers, has created a mechanism that would help mitigate these domain name abuse. And oh yes, we're talking about ICANN's DNS security threat mitigation program. This program strives to make the internet a safer place for end users like you and I by reducing the prevalence of the commonness of DNS security threats across the internet. Some of these harmful DNS abuse would include bonnets, which are a network of computers that are controlled by the hackers because they're infected with malicious software. Malwares, which are malicious softwares, and farming, in which these are carried out on web pages in which customers or end users divulge their information online. The phishing attack, we already spoke about the imposters that pretend to be someone they're not. And the spam, which is used for unsolicited emails, is currently used as a channel now to post these other harmful abuses that we mentioned above. Under this mechanism that ICANN has created, it's a domain abuse activity reporting system. Now, this DAR system monitors domain abuse registration across top-level domains. Top-level domains include .com, .edu, .org, etc. It continuously collects registration and security threat data from numerous reputational data feeds. Some of these data feeds that's collected, they're provided by a third party, which includes the anti-phishing working group, malware patrol, and also fish tank, just to name a few. It gets data from the RPL, or the reputational blacklist. These blacklists includes URLs, domain names, IP addresses that has been investigated and deemed to be posing security threats. The data collected is compiled using different methodologies, such as crowdsourcing, which is data collected from a group of people over the internet, spam filtering, which records unsolicited, unwanted, virus-infected emails, and also honeypots, among others. The DAAR system can serve as a platform for studying, reporting daily, or historically, the registration data or the abuse activities. Now, let's take a look at this report provided by the DAAR. And this report is information from November last year to December. Now, the PLDs, which are the top-level domains, and the regular domains, so we're currently looking at where it says total listed as security threats. So, of last year, 448 top-level domains and 674,945 regular domains were listed as posing security threats in November of last year. Entering into December, we're seeing a slight decrease of the amount of domain names that are posing security threats. The data collected is used to monthly reports of all top-level domains for which data is available. And this data provides stats and time series analysis about security threats. Over time, what we're seeing displaying on the screen is an entire, for the period of last year, 2022, all domains that were passed through, we're talking about bonnet domains, phishing domains, malware domains, and spam domains that are reported by the DAAR for last year. We're seeing that in the ending of November and December of 2022, there was an increase in these DNS that are reported to cause security threats. These domain names that are reported to cause security threats. The overarching purpose of the DAAR is to develop a robust, reliable, and reproducible methodology for analyzing security threats activity, which the ICANN community may use to make informed policy decisions. These are some other mechanisms ICANN has put in place to ensure that our domain name system is safe from being abused. We have the domain security threat information collection and reporting, in which this provides ICANN, this system provides ICANN with any recent domain that has been registered that is set to be used in the COVID-19 pandemic as a method of malware or phishing attacks or campaigns. The capacity development training. ICANN provides domain training, or let's call it the security training on their platform using ICANN Learn, in which is a pretty good place if you want to find some information about what ICANN does. We should all visit ICANN Learn. They offer face-to-face training and also virtual training. Resources for registries and registrars. The registries are persons who manages the top-level domains. I will mention a few before. The registrars is the organization that serves these domains. And we're talking about GoDaddy, etc. Note, all these organizations and registrars, they have to be accredited by ICANN in order to sell out those domains online. They provide resources for yourself and I, which are the end users, and offer contractual compliance audit program, which ensure that everyone is keeping their agreement in regards to ICANN policies and governance where internet is concerned. What I'd like to say before I end my presentation today is that I can go on and on about ICANN and what it does and what they do. It's an entire community and a forum for all. And what they do mostly is to ensure that the internet is safe and stable for everyone to be able to use. I implore that you all visit their website, learn a lot more about what they do. I know Mr. Daniels is going to come and tell you guys even more juicy information about the organization. And I'm happy to be going to the forum. But before I leave, guys, my presentation told me 10 minutes, you know, went over. Before I leave, I just want to give you guys some cyber hygiene tips, because we as end users, we have a part to play in our cyberspace. So these are some tips I want to leave with everyone, face-to-face and online. Change your passwords regularly and use strong alphanumeric passwords, which are difficult to crack. Update both your operating system and application regularly. Use a firewall and other network security tools. Avoid opening emails from unknown senders. Make use of VPN, private network. Regular back up your data. Employees should be aware of all cybersecurity principles. Use two-factor or multi-factor authentication. Secure your Wi-Fi networks and avoid using public Wi-Fi without using a VPN. Safeguard your mobile phones. I want to thank you all for the time that you have taken to listen to this presentation and how it is that ICANN is using this data to ensure that our internet is keeping safe.